He will wait until.
Hello and welcome back. That was The Killing Moon by Echo and the Bunnymen. The reason we've got that one is because that is one of the tracks used in the soundtrack for Kill Your Friends, which we're talking about today. It's already been kind of demoted to a kind of a more limited distribution, which is interesting, I think. And we'll get onto that in a moment,
Have they
really.
pulled it from any cinemas?
They haven't pulled it from cinemas, but it's just kind of, after its opening week, it's just kind of been relegated to kind of, occasional showing as such. So this is an adaptation of John Niven's book of the same name, and it's directed by Owen Harris, who's known mostly for Skins, and then also a Black Mirror episode and stuff like that. Yeah, so quite an interesting director, British TV. He's had one feature film, but this is more or less his kind of first nicely distributed countrywide British film. And it's got Nicholas Hoult in the leading role as Stelfox. Yeah, it kind of gives us the Wolf of Wall Street treatment to the music industry as such at the end of Britpop kind of 90s boom. Pitched as a dark comedy. Nicholas Hoult's variable in it. To an extent, I feel like he's a bit of a nice guy, like as a character. It takes a bit of warming to him, delivering, some of these kind of venomous lines. I feel like, Harrison, you would enjoy this film because there are some nice brutal put-downs of co-workers that are just kind of imbeciles.
I hate anger.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I like anger.
Yeah, and as such, in the second half of it, it kind of goes for trying to do a bit of an American Psycho job. But I think my main problem with this, whilst it's an enjoyable watch, it's got some fun songs in the soundtrack, some great kind of little sequences and stuff. One of my favourite moments, actually, is where they go on a bit of a kind of a industry bender over to Cannes, and they try and sell each other stuff, but they're all just off their tits, and no one knows anything left, right, and centre. Tits isn't a swear word, Jack. So we get, that kind of depraved narcotic kind of thing, excess and all that in the industry, cocaine, full frontal nudity, lots of stuff like that. Ooh. So what we've seen is very much kind of a British music industry appropriation of Wolf of Wall Street, with Nicholas Hoult delivering these kind of two-camera things about his job, why he's the best as such. The problem is he doesn't really actually deliver on that. Too many words, not enough doing. Yeah, it doesn't really deliver on the kind of promise it sets up of him killing his friends.
It's kind of like that Reservoir Dogs line, you're going to bark all day, little doggy, or you're going to bite.
Exactly. Yeah, it just unravels and it doesn't really fulfill on its promise, really, I'd say. It's a fun ride. There's some great moments, but it's a bit too inconsistent.
Following the songs, would you say the soundtrack is good then? Or?
The soundtrack is enjoyable. One of the things I think that slightly bugged me is some people have made, at least with the book, and I haven't read the book, so apologies if it is a great book. People have made comparisons to Irvine Welsh's Trainspotting, and the thing is that film came up in the 90s and to an extent made some of the songs in its soundtrack as iconic because of the film. Problem is, this film, like I was trying to allude to, is that it takes songs that are already iconic and then has that status because it's collated a soundtrack of iconic songs. In this case, it's pretty much a forgettable film. I enjoyed it, but it does nothing new. It's, just kind of riffing off things we've seen in Wolf of Wall Street, American Psycho, taking soundtrack of, kind of nostalgic 90s stuff. So that's, I guess, why it's been relegated on the distribution circuit, because it's quite forgettable. You're not gonna go, oh, have you seen this film this season? It's not gonna be on anyone's top 10 for the year list. That said, I guess going to ratings, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It's a very enjoyable ride. There's some great lines and stuff like this one's gonna be questionable. Success is an orgy, lubricants, oils everywhere. Failures are the lonely rapist hiding in the bushes. Which is a brilliant line. There are some great moments in it, but it's just a little bit too inconsistent in its tone. Nicholas Hoult's enjoyable as a leading man because he's usually there as kind of bubbling up in the supporting cast and stuff like that. So it's nice to see him build on that, and he's definitely got potential. I think it was just perhaps it just didn't quite click. But 7 out of 10, I think, very fairly. So that was there. Tits isn't a swear word, Jack. Boom.